This is a response video to Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan made some remarks about, Osama bin Laden being caught in Abbottabad, and this is a complete failure of the ISI, and you needed binoculars, and you can have seen those terrorists were using those binoculars glasses from my rooftop. Then I shall take the stage and respond back to the most biased journalist on earth, Piers Morgan. Here's what he had to say.
With the best will in the world, what you've just said is utterly ludicrous. Osama bin Laden was found literally living in a house for years, a few hundred yards from one of Pakistan's main military bases. So if your intelligence didn't know he was there, it must be de facto the worst intelligence in the history of military intelligence. All they had to do was get a pair of binoculars, and they would have found the most wanted terrorist in the world who committed one of the worst terror attacks in history. So forgive me, but that is a ludicrous statement to try and pretend.
Rightly, so now you've seen what Piers Morgan has said. So Pakistan failed once. Let's just agree to the fact Osama bin Laden was in Abbottabad, and Pakistani security agencies failed to identify him. But that does not mean Pakistan supports terrorism or Pakistan supported Osama bin Laden. But hey, guess what? You know who Osama bin Laden was, and who supported Osama bin Laden, and who created Osama bin Laden, who funded Osama bin Laden, who trained Osama bin Laden, Piers Morgan? That was the CIA, and that was the Americans who trained him, who fed him, who fueled him, who gave him the money and everything to do what he did around the world. And this was trained and fed by the United States of America and the CIA. And I hope you can do your research pretty well on this matter. Now, people call Pakistan a failure because Pakistan failed to identify Osama bin Laden hiding in Abbottabad. But the United States of America is the superpower in the world. It has the best military, it has the best security agencies, it has the best local law enforcement agencies, the best intelligence network in the world, the best satellites, the best missiles, the best people, the best talented people. Then how was the United States failed? Then how was it possible that two planes were flying, roaming around freely in the United States, and one goes and hits the Pentagon and one goes and hits the Twin Towers? So Piers Morgan, let me list down the failures of the superpowers in the world. Let me start from the United States. The United States of America and the security agencies and the CIA and the military failed to stop the 9/11 attacks. They failed to stop the Boston Marathon bombings in 2013. They failed to stop the San Bernardino shooting in 2015. They failed to stop the Orlando Pulse nightclub shootings in 2016. They failed to stop the January 6th Capitol riots in 2021.
Now, as the House continues to battle over the Speaker's gavel, you may notice the date on today's calendar. It is January 6th, and today the White House is marking the second anniversary of the insurrection that unfolded at the Capitol.
Yeah, President Biden will award the Presidential Citizens Medals to 12 people who defended the building during the attack, including members of the Capitol and Metropolitan Police.
So who is a bigger failure? Is that the ISI, or is that the CIA, or the super power in the world? Piers Morgan, open your small eyes and see the truth with your eyes, all right? United Kingdom, the country that you live in, there were about 80 to 100 attacks since 2000. 100 attacks since 2000. Where were your security agencies? Where was your military? Where was your security empire, or the best intelligence networks in the world? Why were they unable to stop these terror attacks? Then there was London 7/7 bombings in 2005, 52 deaths. Manchester Arena bombings 2017, 22 deaths. Where were your security agencies, Piers Morgan? Where was your security agencies, Piers? India, the terror financing, the terror exporting country led by a terrorist, a designated terrorist, who was barred from entering the United States of America upon terror charges. Is one of the countries, one of the strongest and the wealthiest and the most strong country in the world, which claims it's being hit by terror from Pakistan. Oh my God. And it's crying like a small baby, and it's trying to hide the facts that the Indian Prime Minister was a terrorist itself. RSS, which is the foundation of BJP, is a terrorist organization designated by UK, by Australia, by France, by Canada, by US, as the terrorist organizations. I think these facts also need to be told to the world. And there's a reason why I'm making this video in English, is because it can get through your thick skulls, and maybe you guys would be able to understand what is really happening around the world. So this is a bit of a reality about Piers Morgan, and when he countered, when he said, this is a reply directly to Piers Morgan, who said Pakistani security agencies is a failure and they fail. You could have used binoculars to see the terrorists hiding. So why didn't the US, why didn't the French, the Germans, the British use those binoculars to see these terrorists attacking your people, your civilians, your military installations, Mr. Piers Morgan? I think age has begotten you, and I think you need to retire now. I think this is the best time for you to retire. Now, this is a direct response to Piers Morgan. I'm going to tag you in, and I would expect you to reply to this if you have the ability to speak the truth.